smoke billowed from his cigar, Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." It's through the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association that so many of us give to our profession and community, helping both and enriching lives in the process. Time and time again, the members of the CMBA answer the bell, rise, and overcome challenges facing the profession and the community. We educate our children. For each of the last 6 years, 500 of us have made monthly visits to Cleveland and East Cleveland classrooms. We teach civics and offer career counseling through the award-winning 3 R's program, touching the lives of nearly 20,000 students. We coach and we judge mock trial teams for the hundreds of students each year that participate, giving them a window into the practice of law. We've seen test scores rise, we've seen more students graduate and attend college. Helping students succeed is the least we can do in light of the many struggles they face. Recently, one of our mock trial students was congratulated by one of her attorneys for her excellent performance. She shared with that attorney that her family had been evicted and she had spent the previous night in a shelter. Though she had barely slept, she was committed to her team and its CMBA coaches. She didn't let them down. She answered the bell, as did we, the attorneys of the CMBA, who made her participation possible. We showcase our legal community. A CMBA MDL class action task force, working in concert with the United States District Court, is bringing the United States Judicial Panel on multi-district litigation to Cleveland this July. Their visit will include a joint CLE with our federal bar chapter and other activities highlighting Cleveland and our excellent attorneys and judges. And next spring, the CMBA will hold the area's very first Medical Legal Summit. It will showcase Cleveland's hospitals, doctors, and lawyers that serve our ever-growing healthcare industry. We challenge the judicial name game. We do so by giving voters information they need to select members of our bench and by screening potential judicial candidates being considered for vacancies. Our groundbreaking work includes participation in the judicial ratings published by judgeforyourself.com and the excellent work of the CMBA's Task Force on Judicial Excellence, as well as the Judicial Selection and Judicial Qualifications Committees. We address the mental health of our attorneys. Our CMBA Mental Health Task Force holds seminars for practitioners and law students, and the task force is developing a toolkit to help firms better deal with this important issue. In addition to the personal toll that mental health issues have on attorneys, the economic toll to their employers is also significant. One estimate is that 2.2 hours are lost per workday by an employee with untreated depression or anxiety. We increase our talent pool. We do so by supporting the new Brain Gain Cleveland project. You can sign up to help by going to braingaincleveland.com. Let's turn the brain drain into a brain gain. And we help the environment. The CMBA's Green Initiative Committee has already certified more than 50 environmentally responsible firms and offices. The committee recently collected unwanted law firm computers that were refurbished and provided to urban schools. It helped close the digital divide that separates the have and have-not school systems and reduced landfill e-waste. A true win-win for all. We thank the Green Initiative Committee and our water bottle sponsors for the water bottles at your tables. We hope you'll use them to reduce your carbon footprint. We support community pro bono outreach. It's part of the CMBA's DNA, and it touches all we do. To our friends at Legal Aid, which is facing large budget cuts, our message is this: we value our partnership with you, and we will help you through this difficult time. Now, in addition to the list of CMBA-sponsored activities I just mentioned, today I introduce 3 new initiatives. First, we are a profession dedicated to the principles of justice and equality, but we're dead last of all the professions in the percentage of minority members. This is unacceptable. To make our profession more diverse and inclusive, the American Bar Association recommends creation of pipeline initiatives. Through them, urban youth are exposed to the practice of law and encouraged to consider it as a career. Now, the CMBA, as many of you know, has programs for high school students and law students interested in the practice of law, but it has none for college students. We've had a missing link in our pipeline. Today we launch an exciting and dynamic new pipeline program focused on college students who are graduates of the Cleveland or East Cleveland Metropolitan School Districts. The program begins Monday with students who participate in an 8-week paid summer internship at Cleveland area law firms, courts, and legal nonprofits. Our new program has a fitting name: the Louis Stokes Scholars Program. Student participants, yes. Student participants are designated as Louis Stokes Scholars. What an honor. At the firm's courts and offices where they will work, each student is assigned an attorney mentor. They will mentor their Stokes Scholars during the summer and their remaining years in college. Despite very humble beginnings in the Outhwaite housing projects of Cleveland, Louis Stokes rose to the heights of power. He was the first African-American elected to Congress from Ohio, where he served our community for 30 years. He was a founder of the Congressional Black Caucus and chair of the House Select Committee on Assassinations and Intelligence and Ethics. He also had a sterling career, has had a sterling career, it's not over, as a lawyer. He was involved in several cases that were heard by the United States Supreme Court, including the famous Terry versus Ohio case that's covered in our 3 R's classes. He's presently senior counsel with Squire Sanders, LLP, a proud, very proud graduate of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. He's been a strong supporter of the CMBA's school outreach programs. His video for the 3 R's Equal Protection lesson is simply wonderful. It's available on the CMBA website for viewing. He taped it just after returning from President Obama's inauguration. Congressman Stokes, we are honored to name this program after you, and we invite you to share your thoughts.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, President Carter Strang, Chief Justice Solomon Oliver, Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor, Steve Dettelbach, elected and appointed officials, trustees, and officers of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, and ladies and gentlemen. Let me also acknowledge the presence of my daughter, Judge Angela R. Stokes of the Cleveland Municipal Court, who is here this afternoon to support her daddy. Firstly, I want to congratulate Carter Strang and all of the newly elected officers and trustees of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association. I also congratulate those members of the bar who were today honored for being members of the bar for 50 years. I achieved that mark 9 years ago, and since I am only 87, I look forward now to achieving Richard Hatcher's mark of 65 years in a few more years. Carter, I want to thank you for your kind remarks. I am humbled to have the bar's internship mentorship program named in my honor. When I think back to our relationship, which began many years ago when you were a teacher at Shaker Heights High School, I'm not surprised to see your leadership in this program for inner city youth. I'm proud to be a member of this bar over which you now preside. This morning, Carter gave me an opportunity to speak with these outstanding young people, all graduates of either the Cleveland or the East Cleveland municipal school districts. As a graduate of the Cleveland public school system, I could relate to them. When I graduated from Central High School, there was no college in my future. My brother and I lived in the Althwaite Homes public housing project with a widowed mother who earned $8 a day plus car fare as a domestic worker. We were also on welfare. In spite of my having wanted to be a lawyer since I was 12 years of age, I knew that my ambition was only a dream. Shortly after graduation, I was drafted into the Army, served in World War II. When I was discharged from the service, fortunately, Congress had enacted the GI Bill of Rights, which gave me the chance to then be educated at what was then Western Reserve University, and then also Cleveland Marshall School of Law. When I passed the bar examination in 1953, there were no law firms in downtown Cleveland in which an African-American lawyer could be hired. It was a condition which has improved over the years. For example, 59 years later, I am senior counsel at Squire Sanders. But improvement is still needed in many of our Cleveland law firms. So I commend our Bar Association for reaching out and providing this opportunity to these young scholars. Given the opportunity, they will excel. In the case of Cleveland school students, they came out of a system which only graduates 63% of their students. But the situation is even worse. Only 7% of their graduates go on to college. The 19 graduates whom you start with today have all expressed an interest in becoming lawyers, the finest profession in the world. With your mentorship, there's no telling where these young scholars will go or how high they will climb. It is an honor to have my name associated with this program instituted by all of you for whom I have such profound admiration and respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman. We have many of our Stokes Scholars and mentors with us here today, and I ask them to stand now and be recognized. Come on, don't be shy. These are remarkable people. One of them is Stokes Scholar Brandon Brown. He's an upperclassman at Oberlin College and someone we touched while he was in high school through our many CMBA programs. Let's hear from Brandon.
The 3 R's program, when they first came to my school, really sparked my interest in the law because they allowed me to see how the law helped people in general. And when the mock trial program came about, I knew that I wanted to be in it. I had a little bit of interest. But after I did the program, I realized how interested I really was in law. And then the high school internship program that I was in also really helped me get some of the behind the scenes work of the law, and realizing that it's not all flash and the fame that you see on Law and Order, but it's still equally as important, which in turn helped me to realize that I actually wanted to become a lawyer. And that helped me when deciding what college I wanted to go to and other things like that. So now that I'm becoming a Stokes Scholar, I think that it's really an honor, because I know that there's an unlimited potential of information that I can learn, especially from the mentors, because there's people who I can call pretty much anytime I need them and will be with me every step of the way. So I'm really looking forward to working on the Stokes Scholar program.
Bringing a local talent back to this area for paid legal internships is music to the ears of Joe Roman, CEO of the Greater Cleveland Partnership.
The Louis Stokes Scholarship internship really poses some interesting opportunities for our city. We know we have to get more of our young people in schools to get through college, and then ideally to stay in our region and be contributors to the growth of this region. This is a scholarship program which hits on a number of those areas. First of all, it's really giving a young student a chance to really know what they're getting into a program and a career, and learning from people on the job as to what this kind of opportunity really means for them. Secondly, by carrying that Stokes Scholar tagline, it's going to open a lot of doors for a lot of people. This is a man who really is a statesman for our community, and having his name associated with this program will mean a lot to these students. Even though they may not know it yet, they will in a couple of years. But the real opportunity is to keep these young performers here, to show them that a career in law can not only be perhaps what they see on TV, but more than that, it can be an incredible contributor to our community. This is a career that can go in a number of different paths. One might choose to function as a lawyer, one might choose to support a corporation, one might choose to start a not-for-profit someday which serves other people in our community. But this is a skill set which is so broad that it can serve scores of organizations and companies in our region. So this is a real chance for a young student to get connected early, to get connected well with people who want to serve as mentors, and then to stay in our community long term. I can't think of any better, in this case, perfect storm from a positive angle than the Louis Stokes Scholarship internship.
Our goal is to make the Stokes Scholars program the best pipeline program of its type in the United States. And we look forward to expanding the program next year and for each year thereafter, so we can reach even more college students. We're fortunate to have great, truly great co-chairs in Ann Owings-Ford and Aisha Bell Hardaway. They bring extensive CMBA leadership experience and great energy to the program.
Hi, I'm Ann Owings-Ford.
And I'm Aisha Bell Hardaway.
We are the 2012 Louis Stokes Scholars Program co-chairs. In this brand new diversity and inclusion initiative of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, graduates of the Cleveland and East Cleveland City Schools who are in college are paired with Cleveland area legal employers for summer employment.
A key component of the program is the mentoring aspect. Undoubtedly, the ability to make money over the summer is wonderful, but the opportunity to develop long-lasting, meaningful relationships with mentors is invaluable. Our mentors have told me over time that their experiences with the students have been more rewarding than they could have ever imagined. And as a mentor for 6 years now with the Bar Association, I could not agree more.
We have 20 students participating in the program this year, strong and successful graduates of the Cleveland and East Cleveland schools. We look forward to working with you in the years to come.
Thanks to Ann and Aisha for their very hard work in putting this program together. The courts and legal nonprofits could not participate in the Stokes Scholars Program without funding. We set up a fund called the Louis Stokes Scholars Fund. We thank those that have contributed, and we welcome additional contributions. On your table is a card that you can leave in the Stokes Scholars box at the registration table at the conclusion of the program. And if you'd like to host a Stokes Scholar next summer, please let us know in the space provided on that same card. Now, I introduce the second initiative by recounting a moment in history. At the close of the Constitutional Convention, Delegate Benjamin Franklin was approached outside Independence Hall and asked whether the framers had created a monarchy or a republic. He replied that America would be a republic if you can keep it. Attorneys played a central role in the Constitutional Convention and in the preservation of our democratic republic. It's incumbent upon us to further citizenship education, which increases voter knowledge and participation. Former United States Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor said, "Citizen education is not inherited through the gene pool or passed on in mother's milk. It must be learned anew by each new generation." But surveys show a shocking lack of basic knowledge about our system by the general public. Look at these statistics. 49% of adults, only 49%, can identify the three branches of government and less know their function. Less than half of adults can name a single United States Supreme Court justice. 75% don't know the Bill of Rights protects religious freedom. Surveys of high school students are even more disturbing. The ABA, Justice O'Connor, and others have issued a call to arms to attorneys, educators, and elected representatives to increase civics education. Now, the CMBA does play a role in educating adults. We do so about judicial candidates through participation in Judge for Yourself, as referenced earlier. However, that's been the extent of our citizenship education for the voting public. It's not enough. This fall, we will start the CMBA Citizens Legal Academy, which will consist of free quarterly public forums in neighborhoods. The forums will include our member attorneys and judges focusing on relevant hot-button topics such as consumer law, immigration, criminal law, foreclosure, and debt relief. I'm pleased, truly pleased to announce that Carol Rendon and Judge John Russo will serve as coordinators of the CMBA Legal Academy. Both bring a history of dedication to our profession and a commitment to increasing public knowledge about our legal system. Let's hear from them about the program.
Hello, my name is Carol Rendon, and I am the first Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Ohio.
Good afternoon. I'm Judge John Russo in the General Division here in Cuyahoga County.
We are both thrilled and pleased to have been asked to co-chair the CMBA's new Citizens Legal Academy. As everyone in this room knows, there are great and wonderful things happening downtown, but there are serious challenges that remain throughout the greater Cleveland area. And we, as citizens, more than ever, need to stay informed and vigilant. And we, as proud Cleveland lawyers and members of the CMBA, have a special responsibility to help preserve our democratic institutions, ideals, and freedoms.
Here's a great opportunity for all of us to give back to Cuyahoga County, to give back to the citizens who we represent, to allow them an opportunity to truly understand the judicial process. By doing so, we are giving them an opportunity to understand the assets that we have here in Cuyahoga County. Take a moment, look around your table, look at all the vast experience, the wonderful people that make up the Cuyahoga County Bar. Get excited about this program. Get involved.
And it's for all of these reasons that we are asking you to join us, to donate your time and, more importantly, your expertise to help us make the CMBA's Citizens Legal Academy a huge success.
Thanks to both of you for your commitment to this effort. The CMBA should not only be viewed as the central address for Cleveland's legal community, but also as a great social outlet where you can unwind and have fun. We know many of you are already involved in the CMBA softball and basketball leagues. How about a CMBA cycling club? How about a ride through our great metro parks or through Lake County's wine country and its beautiful covered bridges with lunch at a vineyard? How about a CMBA photography club or a dining club through which you get discounts at the best restaurants in town and write reviews for publication in the CMBA Journal? How about a CMBA Performing Arts Club? Jonathan, you up for that? All right. How about CMBA bowling, yoga, cooking, and book clubs? These social clubs, part of Club CMBA, can only exist if our membership's interested in creating and maintaining them. So be sure to sign up, join if you like the idea. You'll find a list of potential CMBA clubs on the cards on your table. Please, before you leave today, take a few minutes to fill the card out, indicate your preferences, and add some if they're not listed. You can put the cards in the Club CMBA box at the registration desk as you leave. Now, to help us have fun this year, we have a new officer position called the Chief Entertainment Officer, who will be referenced as the CEO. Now, I'd like to thank the CEO for taking on this awesome responsibility, but I can't. You see, the CEO's identity is a closely guarded secret known only by David Watson, our executive director. But during the year, let me start over on that one. But during the year, I got so excited about it, but during the year, we will be hearing directly from the CEO. In fact, the CEO just mailed all of us. Let's all check our BlackBerrys, PDAs, and iPhones for the message. Yes. You should have received a message from the CEO. The CEO has announced that our first event is a bar review at MVP Partner Cafe Sausalito tonight, starting at 5:30 p.m., featuring select drink specials and free appetizers for CMBA members. I hope to see you there. Now, outreach is the common theme of these initiatives. We will reach out and serve our profession and our community. In so doing, we'll raise the bar to new heights. Our tasks are worthy, our shared experiences invaluable. 365 days from now, we'll gather together again to reflect on our accomplishments and focus on our future. I conclude by thanking all of you for being here, including Chief Justice O'Connor and our other special guests. I also thank all of you who serve the CMBA and its foundation, including our board members, officers, and my predecessor, Barbara Roman, as well as Executive Director David Watson and his very, very dedicated staff. They did a great job for this function. They do a great job every day. I also thank my law firm, Tucker Ellis, for its extraordinary support of all of its attorneys who provide community leadership. And finally, I thank my wife, Deidre Siegel Strang, and sons Stephen, Carson, and Kevin, who have joined us here today. We are adjourned. Thank you.